Johann Baptist Jordan, now joyfully acknowledged as Blessed Francis of the Cross Jordan, was an extraordinary man. A man who deeply trusted in God's providence. And thus, he is an inspiring model for all his spiritual successors in the Salvatorian family, whether priest, brother, sister, or lay Salvatorian. Today, for a number of people, such trust is unimaginable, seems antiquated and out of time. Perhaps one still reaps a loving smile, and the thought emerges in the back of the head that such an unconditional trust is no longer up to date. But frankly, have we perhaps lost something essential here? We know from Johann Baptist that he established a very intimate and extraordinary relationship with God from an early age. The event at his first Holy Communion bears witness to this. God tries to meet him lovingly, to win him as a friend, as a human with his whole being. And Johann Baptist followed this call, brought trust and love into this relationship from his side. Maybe some might ask, and what kind of relationship this is? A relationship with something or someone who can't touch, see, or understand. Well, the answer lies in the mystery of faith, which also has a lot to do with trust. This trust means to get involved, to expose oneself, to make oneself vulnerable, something that requires a good portion of courage. But also something that has to grow in small steps. Something that is not given to us so easily. Something for which we seem to have lost the sense in some places. This trust in God is the deep trust that behind everything that happens to us in life, there is a deeper meaning. Blessed Father Francis was aware of this trust and lived in the deep conviction that he was being guided. He was also deeply aware that God also works through his own imperfections and mistakes, because take into account the relationship with or to God is not horse trading. It doesn't work on the basis I give you this and get that, as some may think, and turn out to be bitterly disappointed then because this doesn't work in this way. It isn't enough to recite a few nice prayer phrases and the cornucopia of desires opens up. No. A relationship to God runs on much finer emotional strands or levels. Here is not about a you shall not and you must not, but about a broad invitation to mutual trust and love with all senses, which questions bad intentions or even actions from the beginning. But it also does not exclude it completely, because God has left us free will, free decision, a freedom everyone has to learn to deal with. As members of the Salvatorian family, we are called to accept this invitation, to trust in it, to learn it, to live it, and also to make it visible to others. It is about hearing the voice in the silence and responding to it. For us Laïcs Salvatorians, it is certainly a greater challenge than for the sisters and brothers of the other two Salvatorian branches. Because we stand in the middle of life and try to match this life with our faith despite all influences. We are mostly confronted with our families and their surroundings, and thus with all the daily problems and challenges. So we can say we are professionals. A quiet time and a quiet corner for contemplation is often not easy to find in our surrounding. But it does exist. And the more you look for it, the more you will find it. Whereby, however, you shouldn't force anything here, because under duress you do not really come to rest inwardly, and it will perhaps be too loud for the voice in the silence to be perceived. Therefore, here too, quality is better than quantity. This trust in God must be a special concern for us in this celebrating year of remembrance and thanksgiving for blessed Francis Jordan, so that all may know him.